on question is the autism representation in the media. So, how is that being portrayed? What do you guys think?
I mean, I just want to say, like, I think there's still like, especially Hollywood. I don't even know what movie is there about autistics, and like Bollywood. I have no clue. But I've seen a TV show. I've heard about the movie that Sia did. Um, and I mean, it's fine. Like, but they're just like they're just like kowtowing to these stereotypes and cliches that exist, and that just makes things worse. So as opposed to doing a tribute to the people who are dealing with this, you're just making things worse for them. So there's not balanced representation of what it means to be this, because it is a very diverse population. I think I think had these content creators, be it movie makers or TV show makers, sat down for like a day and gone through like autism Twitter, they would have done a much better job, making that movie or that TV show. There's a lack of understanding of how diverse this community is.
And Pranesh makes a really good point. Like, there is a very vast spectrum in the ways that autism manifests, and I feel like it's easy to catch on to the most prevalent ones or the most publicized manifestations of autism. So what I'm thinking about is like being a savant, right? So that's when you have autism and are considered to have extreme ability, like more than the average person, like extreme skill in a certain area. So it's different from having extreme interest. It's like extreme skill, and you're able to like perform really well. So I've watched the show The Good Doctor, which is actually a remake of a Japanese or Korean TV show. But
Mm,
it's so it shows a trauma surgeon who is a autistic savant. So he basically has like extreme medical knowledge and is able to come up with a bunch of different uncommon medical operations and surgeries on the fly that most other doctors won't remember, but he'll remember and he'll know. So if that's the only portrayed version, then what are you doing for people who are not savants? And savants in autism make up a very small percentage of the autism spectrum disorder. So very minimal representation, just like every other place where if there's less representation, you're not showing it well. So I don't know. I also don't know if it's worth filmmakers and TV show makers to kind of mention like this character does have autism spectrum disorder, because if the average audience doesn't know how to recognize it, then would it be worth it for people to like explicitly point it out? Like there's director notes, there's people can post it on Twitter. Like, is it worth them mentioning it so more people learn to be aware of it, rather than in their heads they have the idea, but just because we didn't pick up on it, now we miss out on this representation. I don't know how many cases that's true, but I don't know. It's something I'm thinking about.
That's a good point, Sia.
That's an incredible point, Ilakkiya. I remember reading about this report that the organization GLAD did about diversity in media, and they had found, if I remember correctly, that non-neurotypical people were only in like 1.1% of the shows on television. And even when they were always I shouldn't say always, in most of the cases, their non-neurotypical behavior was somehow a crutch to the storyline, and they weren't just there as a character. Like, they were there because their non-neurotypical behavior was offering some kind of addition to the story, and that's not how we function in everyday life, right? So it was always either like the butt of a joke, or something crucial happens because somebody with non-neurotypical behaviors does something, and it wasn't just general representation. So I find that very interesting that people with non-neurotypical or just like non-typical identities are usually only represented negatively because of that.
That is interesting because I've seen few movies like where the characters are autistic, and for example, like one of the movies is like the Hindi movie My Name is Khan, and in that movie, Shah Rukh Khan is the actor, and he wouldn't have been able to do the things that he did if he was he wasn't autistic. And then the way I saw it, he became a hero because he was autistic. Because if he was a neurotypical person, that any of those situations wouldn't have occurred. And it's not that they're not showing it in a good light, but rather they show
But again,
it's saying it's
again,
different and it's okay.
but
Pranesh?
again, that goes back to the problem of like, making it, as Sia pointed out, it's like taking this like neuro divergent behavior and trying to make it accretive to the plot line. I mean, that's not how it works. And I think that's arguably damaging to the people who are dealing with this on a day-to-day basis. I mean, most of the times when someone has this, they probably screw up. They probably overthink this in their room about like why they did what they did. No one calls them a hero. It's impractical and completely unrealistic. It's not grounded in reality at all. And that's damaging to the perception of how this is dealt with. And that makes things worse for people who already have it like really, really bad. It's very disappointing.
I see where you're coming from, and it makes sense that as one of your earlier points, like with the misconceptions, where they are shown to be extremely smart, and if someone who's like not extremely smart, then you're like, how can you be autistic and not be that smart?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
do understand that, but I was trying to like point out in the sense that usually with disabilities, it's always sort of shown in a way where they need help, because see the problems that these guys are having, go and help them in that sort of light, and they're not seen by having them as heroes and not just like side characters. That's why I said that. But of course, you do make a good point, and there needs to be more representation in the media. Some of the other movies that I did find were Barfi, where Priyanka Chopra was autistic, and in the My Name's Khan, he's like high level, whereas like with Buffy, I think it was like medium level. I don't exactly know the terms, but if you watch the movie, you probably will be able to research these things. And then there's a Malayalam movie called Hey Jude, which I haven't watched it, but I did hear was a good movie. And there's a Tamil movie called Haridas, which showed autism for kids. And while it's not really good with the representation, the amount of representation we need is definitely more. I am glad that there are at least some movies in different languages, because India is a place where there's 20 official languages, so we definitely need representation in all of those languages. Do you guys have anything else to add?
I guess I have just a clarifying question, I guess. So we're saying it's better to have representation of people on the autism spectrum as just characters living their lives, and it's not like the plot point, it's not the plot device, it's not the hero arc, it's not the villain arc, it's just representation. Like you're there, you're just like another extra, you're there, you're present, we're able to see it.
No, I think the hero arc thing is fine, but I don't think the hero arc should come from the fact that they're autistic. I mean, that's where the problem arises.
Okay.
Like, let's say there's someone who's trying to like, I don't know, create like an enterprise software company. Like, you don't talk about, them like, having, I don't know, like some bone disease. It's not the focus of the plot. The focus of the plot should be how they're building that company. By the way, another autistic thing, bringing special interests into every part of the conversation. What I did, another example. This can annoy people so much, but I mean, if you have a really nice set of friends, it works out, and I'm blessed. It works out. So
Okay. Cool,
yeah.
cool. Because then I'm wondering if the good doctor is okay representation, because he does, I mean, again, he is a savant and that is a very minimal population, but I guess they try to see how he I guess, improves the way social connections he has with different people in the staff community, so it helps him be a better surgeon, work with them better. He tries to start a relationship with people, and like they show how it fails with someone who isn't willing to work with him versus how it works when someone is like they really love him and they want to take care of him and like just be a good partner, right? So I'm wondering if that would be considered good or bad representation. But again, who are we showing there? A white male. So let's talk about intersectionality. No, just bringing that up.
It's funny.
That's a good place to change this question.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to see more videos on the topic, make sure to check out our playlist where we answer more questions. We'll see you next time.